Yeah.
All right, so we're recording. I don't know why it does this with Facebook. Go live. Now live. All right, so it's live on. Bear with me.
Man.
Hey, go.
Damn hand.
Video source is required. Next video source. Stream key. Streaming key. Copy. I don't know why Facebook is always a.
The one gives you most problems.
Uh-huh. Automatic, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, see, we're live right now on the YouTube. I'm gonna have to edit this. Uh, edit it down, cut out all this beginning stuff. Webcam. Here we go. Goodness gracious. All right, you there?
Yep. You hear me?
Okay. So, of course, we have that wonderful delay that it likes to do. Um, but
Oh yeah.
we're back. EB's Marathon. Um, this is our third episode. Um, yeah. So last week, obviously, we we missed one, and if you would like to just kind of update everybody on your status right now and why we didn't have one last week.
Man. Felt terrible last week. I started having stomach problems. I don't know what day was that last week? Wednesday maybe? Yeah, I think maybe Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday. Started having problems with my stomach. And by the time Thursday rolled around, it had gotten worse. And honestly, felt like I was going to be able to do the interview, and I probably could have done the interview, but I ended up falling asleep because, of course, we get no sleep in here. So I had that little window there between nurses coming in where I was out. And Friday, I ended up having to get a CT scan, and I had colitis, which means that my intestinal tract, had pretty much gotten inflamed, and my stomach was just like it was like a basketball. It was like I was 6, 7 months pregnant. I mean, it was just hard, sticking out. Yeah, and from that, it was causing inflammation in my appendix.
Right.
And me and you kind of talked about it. It sounds crazy, but I actually had like a little shit ball. That's the best way I can explain it. You know, had gotten into my system and was actually hardened over like a stone, like a kidney stone or something like that, and was actually
Right.
causing inflammation on my appendix. So I had a lot of internal, midsection problems going on. And on top of that, with the colitis, I had again, just keeping it real, diarrhea of all diarrheas. And so here a week later, I'm still struggling with it. My stomach actually feels a little better. It's not quite as tight, but that's pretty much what has been going on for the last week. So they had to take me off of food. I didn't want to eat anything anyway. So right now, I am on a liquid diet, clear liquid diet. I can show you up here. I think get that up there. There it is. Yeah, that nice bag, a yellow bag. Yeah,
like
yellow bag there. That's my nutritional supplement. So that's my steak and baked potato. Yeah, look again. Oh, that looks delicious. I know. So basically, that's what I've been on for about the last week. I really haven't wanted to eat anything, and actually tonight, this evening, is the first time where I kind of felt a little bit of an appetite, a little bit of hunger. So hopefully, maybe by this weekend, I'll be able to get maybe back on some solid foods, try some solid foods, something bland, probably, nothing spicy or anything like that. But and basically the colitis was brought on because when you have no immune system, which I did for, what was it, like my ANC number, which is your immune system, was straight up 0. And my
like you had no white blood cells, right?
My white blood count was 0.1. Less than 0.1, actually. Yeah, I had the less than symbol. And we were hoping that was only going to be a 2-3 day deal, but it ended up being about 8 or 9 days. And so at that point, my body wasn't able to fight anything, because normally with the colitis, with all the antibiotics and stuff that they gave me, a couple days, it probably knocked that right out. But I had no immune system really to try to fight it. So the antibiotics was basically just kind of keeping me stable.
Right.
Keeping me from, not getting worse, but not necessarily getting any better. And so, the last 8-9 days, that's pretty much where we've been. Since then, starting on, what date is that? Starting on about May 9th. So, about 3 days ago, the numbers have slowly started creeping up. I was a 0.1 on the 9th, 0.4 on the 10th, 1.4 yesterday, and I was like 1.8 today. And so what happened then is that my immune system, although it was coming back, was still very weak. But at that point, it was almost kind of like it was a battle. It was like my immune system was like, okay, what's going on here? There's something going on with the body, the colitis, and the appendix kind of giving me problems. But the immune system wasn't strong enough still to try to fight it, but it did make me feel a little bit better, as I'm telling you, my stomach was, it was some pain, it was some cramps. It was, it definitely was not cool at all. So, so.
I heard, did it, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, well, you good.
No, when you came on, did it ask you about your camera, like your video? Because I don't think, I feel like on Facebook, ask Melanie when she looks on Facebook if she can see you on there, because I'm just seeing myself, and nobody wants to see this mug. We're trying to see you.
Yeah, I only see count.
Yeah, it says she's here. Yeah, hold on.
Setting where your audio is going through, but your video's not. But that's okay. I can, when this is done, I'll repost it with the video side. But yeah, on the Facebook, I just see myself. So with all of that, obviously, you feeling like shit and stuff. Like, where are you at now? And your numbers are beginning to rise now, right?
Yep, they're rising slowly. I had to get a red blood transfusion earlier this morning because my hemoglobin or red blood had dropped below 7. Anything below 7, you have to get a red blood transfusion. I was at 6.8. And those numbers kind of fluctuate. The red blood, the platelets, they pretty much told me that those numbers are going to fluctuate. If they get too low, we do the transfusions. But the main thing with me right now to kind of get my health back up and be able to fight things and have some type of immune system is the white blood count and the ANC. So those are the two numbers that they're kind of focused on right now. And I imagine once those numbers get up to a decent level, the colitis will probably go away. In the meantime, I still got that, that stone in there. And my appendix getting
That shit stone.
Yeah. And my appendix, kind of flaring up. Nothing real terrible. It's not like they're about to burst or anything like that. And they said if they just absolutely had to, like today, they could go in there and remove it, but they don't really want to till I get strong enough to where, I can handle it more. My, immune system gets a little stronger. But they will probably, more than likely, they said probably about 80% chance. Once I get to that point, they will probably remove the appendix because they feel like it may cause me some problems later on down the line. Yeah.
Yeah, the appendix, been there, done that. That ain't
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, right now it's just kind of inflamed. I actually had another CT scan today. I haven't gotten the results on it, but yeah, man, my stomach was just like, it's still a little firm, but my stomach was like a rock, and it was just sticking out, and distended is what they said. And they would feel around on it, and yeah, you could just, they hit that spot where that appendix is at, and yeah, like you said, it kind of makes you want to jump up out your skin, and
absolutely.
So that's what I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with, bubble guts and cramps and diarrhea. Hasn't been any fun. But you know what? On the scale of things that I could have been dealing with, I'll have to say I'll take it, because that's actually kind of minor, considering some of the things that I could have dealt with. I kind of got some splotches on the inside of my hand, which I had read about that could happen. And it's just all from the counts just being low, nose feeling like it's running, and I blow it and it's actually kind of like bloody, things like that. Those are all things that you deal with, when your counts are low like that. So as they start rising, a lot of that'll go away.
Absolutely. And like the other day, what was that, Tuesday, when we were talking? I don't know, you had a lot of insightful things. I was like, man, I wish I'd have been recording on that day, because we just kind of got, I think that was like one of them first days where you were feeling, and you were you were rolling, you're dropping gems.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things. You lay in the hospital all day, every day. You just got a lot of time. You got a lot of time to think.
Right.
A lot of things just kind of go through your mind, and yeah. So, I've kind of had a lot of time to just reflect on life and what the future holds. I really don't know what the future holds, but I really don't know what path I'm going to end up going down, what direction I'm going to end up going down. It's you just get an opportunity to really look at life in a way that you normally probably wouldn't be able to sit down and have the time to think about. So yeah, it's just a lot of things that I want to do, and I'm not really necessarily gonna, try to make any rash decisions or whatever. I'm just, I got time, so I'm just gonna kind of like let that time lead me down whatever path I need to go.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's funny because obviously this is only the third time we've done this, and but just in that one time, us missing that one time, people were like, "Yo, you guys did y'all do one last week and I miss it, or what happened?"
Yeah,
Like, how's Ursula
yeah,
doing?
man.
Like, what's going on? And it was funny, like just the number of people that have been reaching out and just
Yeah,
they were kind of getting used to hearing about it.
yeah.
Obviously, we didn't have it.
I had to go in with my lawyer and renegotiate my contract because I saw the ratings was doing pretty good. Yeah, I felt like I was being underpaid. So so yeah, I held out for a week. I held out for a week.
uh, yeah, there's people posting now. They're talking about how they can't see you. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is, but on this platform that I'm recording on, it's recording both audio and video. So I'm gonna
yeah,
repost this so people can see
yeah.
you as well. Because right now on the Facebook they just see me, and
Right,
I don't know
right. Yeah.
when you came on. I don't know if it said something about your video not being on, but um,
Uh,
so what have you been doing? Also, just like during this time, more of the same. Are you watching a lot of TV? You've been too bothered to even mess with the TV, or
pretty much. You know what? I really don't watch a whole lot of TV. I turn it on in the evening. When I know the basketball is coming up. Might check out. Pardon the interruption or something like that around the horn, and then I might watch the games. But I it's funny because I said I really don't have an appetite, don't want to eat. I find myself looking at a lot of food videos on Facebook. People cooking it.
watching food?
And I'd be like, and it's funny because like I said, I'm really like right now, you know, I, I don't really feel like I'm hungry or I could, I feel like really eating anything. And the reason why I feel that way because I know if it gets into my stomach, I might be right back to square one, and I'm just now getting to the point where I'm starting
Right.
to feel a little better. But yeah, I've been looking at people cooking up food and thinking, oh yeah, I might try that, when I get home, I might try
Right.
I have to try that out, But but yeah, I do. I do a lot of reading, a lot of reading stories and listening to my music and watching videos and just that's pretty much it. And like I said, a lot of thinking,
Right.
a lot of thinking going on. Tonight, I kind of did, went in there, got a little wash up, got cleaned up before we did this. And I've in the last few days, I've just kind of noticed the toll that it's taken on my body. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can just tell that, yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a whole lot of working out going on to have to get, try to get back to where I was, physically.
Right.
I can just tell that, there's just a lot of things going on with me physically, including with the transplant, and, yeah, just like shortness of breath, like say getting dressed is kind of rough,
Right.
and things like that. Dry skin, my skin is just really dried out, which chemo does that to you. So I'm sure the transplant, all of that happened, and I was talking, some people the other day, mentally, the physical is tough, but the mental is what really gets you because it's like, man, it's the monotony. The nurses are in and out and they're bringing this and they're bringing that. They got all these medications and, I kind of choked on some of them, not choked on them, but I took some of them last week and it, made me throw up. And so it's just rough, just trying to swallow all those pills and all these liquids and antibiotics and, all this stuff that they give you. It just takes a toll on you,
Right.
And it's kind of like from a mental standpoint, you just have to kind of like look and realize that, you know, this is not going to go on forever. And then we had a patient on our floor who actually ended up being in a room next door to us. And I think she, you know, she kind of had a meltdown. And honestly, you know, I totally get it. You know, she, you know, just screaming, just because you kind of get to that point. You get to that point sometimes where you just want to be like, you know, I wish y'all leave me the hell alone. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they have to do what they have to do, and they have to give you the treatment that, you know, that they have to give you. And but yeah, it gets tough. You know, it's you got the heart monitor on you all the time. We just got done having this discussion about that. You got the heart monitor on you all the time, which I got mine unhooked right now, and they've been in a couple times wanting to hook it up, and I just, you know, just tell them wait, because little stuff like that, you know, just having those things hooked up to your chest, and you know, it's like you just want to be free.
Right.
You want to pull all this stuff out and just, you know, and you know, you can't do that. But that toll is probably rougher than the physical, you know, because it's like you just want to be able to get up and walk around. You don't want to have to carry. I don't want to have to walk around and roll this thing with me. And it's just life right now. It's just kind of the way it is, you know.
Right. Right. So when you're having those kind of moments and you know, you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, like what's the thing that like keeps you from losing your shit? Like what keeps you sane during those times? You know?
I just you just have to grind through it, because you really have no control. You know, you have no control of that. You know, I could
Right.
act a fool or whatever, and you know, but at the end of the day, yeah, I'm still gonna need my treatment. You know, it's kind of
Absolutely.
like I need them. They don't necessarily need me, and they trying to help me, but sometimes, you know, it just, yeah, it gets overwhelming. You know,
Right.
so you just have to kind of grind through it. You know, and Melanie will be in my ear. You know, all right, now you need to do this. You know, and you know, and honestly, sometimes you just really don't want to hear it, but you know, it's the truth. You know, she's telling
Right.
you right. You know, so I mean, it is what it is. You know, but it is
Absolutely.
definitely a physical, but more so, I think it's more of a mental grind than the physical. You know, because even with the belly thing going on, and that was hurting me and what all that, you know, and whatever. But it's just the constant in and out. It's the lack of sleep. You know, you can't get no
Yeah.
sleep up in here. And don't let nothing go wrong. Like when I got the colitis, because they would come in, they would take labs midnight, 12:30. You know, and before I got the colitis, I knew I had a stretch till probably about 4 o'clock, where they would leave me alone. And then once I got the colitis and numbers were low, they started having to come in, like I said, 2 o'clock, do magnesium, 3 o'clock, give me some potassium, 4 o'clock, they might have to do magnesium. So they're constantly in and out. And it seems like every time you get to that point to where you didn't hit that good deep sleep, they come through the door. So that alone, right there, that alone, you know what I'm saying? When they
Wearing you
come
out.
through that
Yeah.
door, yeah. When they come through that door, you already be, you already want to snap. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it
Right.
is what it is. You know, they're just doing their job, and they have to do. You know, so it is what it is, and it really is some good people. You know, some good people working here. You know, and for the most part, you know, they're understanding. But I have kind of gotten to the point to where, you know, if I'm just not feeling something, you know, I'll let them know. Let's do it a little later or whatever. Or, you know, I don't want to. If I don't want to take this, I don't want to take the magic mouth. My mouth got real sore, got tender. They got this stuff they call magic mouthwash. You know, if I don't want to take it, I just tell them, look, I don't want to take it. You know, it's to help me. You know,
Right.
But sometimes you just, I just don't want to be bothered with that. I'm gonna skip this round, and they're cool about that. It's not like they're gonna force
Right.
it on you or whatever. Well, sir, we'll put it in the bathroom for you. It'll be there, And so that's just kind of how it is. But see that, and that's kind of like the motivation, because I know one day, I'll be done with that. I'll be done with this part of it at least. I still won't get to go home. It'll probably be first week of August or so before I get to go home. But I'll get to go to the Gabriel house, and at that point, it's pretty much just me and Melanie, and I kind of do my thing, and I don't, I'm not gonna have people running in and out, this and that. At that point, you kind of start taking care of yourself, and
Right.
doing things for yourself. Yeah. So
That was something you said the other day when we spoke on Tuesday. You said you're talking about eating, like the foods you eat and stuff, and how um, I don't know. You were
yeah,
mentioning like eating healthier, eating better because of what.
yeah, man. 'Cause this stomach thing, I'm telling you, until you have something like that, you don't realize, what some of the stuff that we eat does to you. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that whole colitis thing kind of came from some of the stuff that I was eating. My body was fresh out of transplant, was probably like, oh, what is this? We can't handle this. So yeah, definitely want to eat a little cleaner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just maybe just the seasoning and stuff like that. That's why I say, if you brought me something to eat right now, I really probably wouldn't even want it. But if I did, it would probably have to be something real bland. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You couldn't bring me no hot wings right now and drop them in front of me, because I probably, first of all, they don't even sound good. And second of all, I'm sitting here thinking, oh yeah, if I ate 2, 3 of them, that probably, my stomach would be probably right back to square one. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, it definitely kind of makes you reassess things. It's like, yeah, probably gonna have to do things a little differently, eat a little differently. And and honestly, I had called myself doing that, but I told Jordan, I was talking to Jordan earlier today, leading up to this, because I knew I was coming in a transplant, and I knew it probably was going to be some days where I didn't want to eat. I pretty much went crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, so
Crazy with the food.
you get the food. Yeah. 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 Because they were like, oh, you're probably going to lose some weight. And I was like, yeah, I probably need to lose some weight, because I came in the hospital
Right.
at about 190, and I'm not trying to weigh no 190, but it was kind of like that last week or two heading up to transplant. I kind of took that attitude. You know what? I'm finna eat any and everything I can get a hold of, and I'm gonna eat plenty of it. And
Right.
but yeah, this colitis thing, boy, it brought things to a whole new light, because it was no fun. Like I said, I'm still not even really over it. And they come in, and no more diarrhea, and it's like, no, I still got diarrhea. So
Right.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
mess. It's a mess.
So about how long you are they? I mean, I know everything at this point is kind of a guesstimate because as they're waiting for
Mhm.
your levels to rise and everything. But how long before
Mhm.
you might be able to move over to like the Gabriel house? The
I don't know. That's a good question. It probably really just kind of depends on the numbers. And like I said, right now I'm sitting at a 1.8. I think they said they wanted me to get to like a 5. They wanted me to have like 2, 3, 4 days where I'm at like 5.0 or above, where I'm kind of stable and steady. Yeah, no transfusions. Yeah, 2, 3, 4 days with no transfusions. And once I get to that point, then I should be good to go. And that's when the decision is going to have to be made. I guess, do we want to go ahead and do the appendix while I'm still here? I would prefer to just go ahead and go to the Gabriel house, recover for another week or so, and then maybe come in and do the appendix outpatient. I
Right.
really don't want to be laid up in here any longer than I have to be. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And it, like I said, it's just kind of really an eye opener. Because honestly, when I came in for transplant, I was like, well, I'll be here. I'll do my transplant. I'll be in the hospital, transplant, do my time in the hospital, get out. And I was already thinking, yeah, I'll be able to jump right back in and get to working out. And I'm kind of realizing it's probably not going to go that quickly. You know, I'm
Right.
probably going to have to slow my roll a little bit because that's what I want to do, though. I want to get back to working out. I want to get back. But it's probably not going to be that quick of a process, you know.
Right.
But yeah, that's the ultimate goal. Get to the point to where I'm strong enough to where, you know, I ain't got to go crazy, but just where I can do something, where I can kind of stress myself and, you know what I'm saying, get
Absolutely.
sore. And yeah, it's like I
Absolutely.
said, it's definitely taking a toll on my body, you know. And I was just kind of looking this evening and I was like, man, you know, yeah, it's gonna be a long road back.
Right. I'm sorry. I keep looking over here because I have Facebook over here to my left, and people keep popping up
Yeah,
like we can't see him, and I have to keep reminding people like I don't know what the hell is going on with Facebook right
yeah,
now, or
y'all gotta
but
kick
I'm
in,
gonna
cuz $2. $2, I'll give you a
I'm
video.
gonna I'm gonna about to start an OnlyFans
Yeah, something.
from from the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to repost this and it should, yeah, it'll have the video on it. But yeah, it is weird because it's just me, but they can hear you. But
Right.
it's just
Right.
showing me. So um
Yeah.
I don't know what's you know, keep you on here all day or whatever, but also what's something like a positive message or something that you have that to like leave people with, you know? Um
Man, honestly, it's pretty much the same thing I always say. Enjoy your life, man. Enjoy what you got going on. Uh, I'm complaining and complaining about my stomach hurting, and I know a lot of you hip hop fans. You know, I'm a big hip hop fan. Jewel passed away. A lot of people don't know who Jewel was, but she was a part of Death Row. You know,
she
very
when she died,
talented. You didn't know that? Yeah, she passed away earlier this week, man. Yeah.
I did not see that.
Yeah, like 53 years old. And you see these people and they're right around your age or a little younger than you. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm laying up here complaining about my stomach. This lady just lost her life. You know what I'm saying? And so my message always is that somebody got it worse than you. Whatever bad you think you got going on, somebody got it worse than you. So be thankful and be grateful, that you still here. You got people that love you. I see people complaining on Facebook about this, you know, it's just me. Yeah, it's not just you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got people in your life that love you and care about you, but you choose to paint yourself in that corner, you know,
Mm,
and then make it seem like there ain't nobody there for you, or there ain't nobody, looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's BS. That's some straight up BS. That's you feeling sorry for yourself. And like I say, just live your life. Live your life. Enjoy what you got going on. Enjoy each day, you know, because it's always somebody got it, worse than you. Somebody going through some things. Just like that lady in the room next door. She was doing all that screaming. And at first it was annoying. And it was like, man, they need to get her out of here. I already can't get no sleep. But then the more I
right.
thought about it, it's like, who knows what she's going through? You know what I'm saying? Who
Right.
knows what kind of treatment she's going through? I didn't even really know what type of cancer she had. And she you know, she just snapped. She'd had enough. And honestly, like I said, I can understand that. I can kind of relate to that. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, you know, and this went on for a couple of days now, where she was just screaming and this and that, and I was thinking to myself, you know, that could be me, you know, but
Right.
that's not me, you know. So yeah, man, be positive, be positive, because you know, this life is short, bro. We only get one of them, and I don't know, just
Yeah.
look out for those around you. You know, love those people who are around you. You know, and just stop complaining, B.
Yeah.
Stop complaining. You know what I'm saying? Things will be all right. Because whatever you're going through, things will be all right. You know. But yeah,
Absolutely.
that kind of hit me when Joel passed away. You know, I was like, man, Joel passed away, and then that thug passion. I had that thug passion in my
Yeah,
head. You know.
yeah. I
Yeah.
heard it's the bomb because
Right.
you got
Right.
it
Right.
going
Right.
on. Yeah.
Right. And
Damn.
yeah, yeah, and it did. It kind of had me, you know, had me thinking about, you know, death row and all the people that were on death row, and all the talent, you know. And this is for people that don't know much about hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Death Row Records was probably the biggest collection of talent that the music industry has ever seen. It may not have been ran right, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But they had artists on top of artists on top of artists who never got to fulfill their dreams because Death Row came up and it went down. You know, it fell off just as quick as it, you know.
Right.
But yeah, that I don't know, it just kind of hit me, you know.
Yeah.
He was 53, you know, and I'm like, man, you know, about my age, you know, and gone just like that. And that's when, you know, and like I said, it made me think. I'm laying up here complaining about my stomach and this and that, you know. I got diarrhea. This lady gone. She lost her life, you know what I'm saying? And there's many
Right.
others, you know what I'm saying? Since I've been in the hospital, you know, I've seen people that I've known from afar or whatever, you know. So yeah, life is short, man. We ain't got time to be out here complaining and bellyache. You just got to make you got to make the most of it.
Facts. No, I think that's perfect to end this one. I'm glad that you're feeling better and the numbers are going up, and may they
Yeah,
continue to go up, and we'll do another update next week, you know, and just keep it
yeah.
moving, man. So thank you for everybody that's tuning in. I know they can't see Ursel right now, but I'm gonna repost it so that way your video's up there, because I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I love you, and obviously
I love you too.
I'll be talking to you. So
All right, all right.